Today I'm going to be building ruined Warhammer 40,000 buildings. So to start, I cut out a piece of foam and some window openings and cut out a few battle damaged areas. And now I'm texturing with a tinfoil ball to give it a rough concrete appearance. I cut out two more walls with some big window openings. I imagine this is like a cathedral. And I'm gluing these two walls together at a 90-degree angle. I have cut out a square out of cardboard because it is rigid and sturdy, and I'm rounding it off so this will wedge in between the two pieces and make a floor. You'll want to make sure that this is a nice, snug fit because this is what will be supporting the building. Always make sure to press it up against the work surface to make sure that it is level. And on this building, I did two stories. So I did the floor and then one in between the two windows. Now you can see I'm gluing on a sort of edge to the top of the walls on the cathedral. I thought it would give it some more character and a little more interest. And I also glued on some rounded pieces to add some decorative bits, and then also some squares on the other building. And you can see for the cathedral I wanted to do a tile floor, so I took pieces of chipboard and just glued those in a checkerboard manner. Then always trim the edge to make it flush. On the other building, I decided to do wood, so I took popsicle sticks and cut the rounded edges off of the sides that will go facing inwards into the building. And also I cut some in half so that I can stagger it and make it look like a real wood floor. Once you have them all glued in, I tried using kitchen shears and it actually broke the kitchen shears. So I would recommend using some sort of pliers or some sort of heavy-duty cutters. So I just used my cheap pair of hobby nippers. And as you can see, I also have some rocks of many different sizes to look like rubble on the interior of the buildings. So I start off by putting the biggest rocks first, and then I also added some cork chunks from Army Painter for some bigger chunks of the walls and stuff, and then I put the finest on last. Always make sure to tap off the excess. And now I am doing the windows for the cathedral. I saw this idea for the windows from a Wylock's Armory video. He has very many good videos on his channel. Make sure to go check him out after you're done watching this one. So I took this Sharpie and I'm outlining the entire edge of the window to give it that stained glass, leaded glass look. I'm doing some sort of intricate pattern, just doing some different lines and curves and stuff. I have gathered several different colored Sharpies just to color this in and give it that colorful stained glass look that will provide a very nice pop of color on these otherwise gray pieces. I ended up making 2 of these full windows and then 2 broken windows. For the broken windows, I just cut up pieces of the same sort of food box plastic that I used for this one, and I cut it, made it all jagged, and then colored it in with the black outline and then the greens, the yellows, the pinks, and the purples and stuff. What's nice about the Sharpie is that it keeps that transparency of the plastic and really does look like glass on the tabletop. So now I have taken these pieces and I'm priming them with my airbrush, just using a standard black primer here. I found this was quicker than doing it by brush and much easier time getting in all those crevices and stuff with the airbrush. So boom, I have just quickly dry brushed these gray and done the marble tiles. This is really easy to do. Just dry brush gray, dry brush a lighter gray. Pretty simple stuff. And I've also glued on the windows, and you may notice that there is some fogging from the super glue. So the way I remedied that, I just used a gloss varnish and went right over those areas where it fogged up, and it took that fog right away. I've also painted the wood on the interior with a mahogany and then dry brushed it tan, old dusty wood look. Here I have some Vallejo pigment powder. This is a burnt umber. This will do really good job on the weathering and give it that old decrepit building look that's perfect for Warhammer 40,000. I'm using a pretty stiff brush here and stippling it in the areas where I think it belongs. And on the cathedral, I did it on the bottommost regions and inside on the rubble. Here you can really see how that stained glass window really gives this whole thing a pop of color and breaks up the vast sea of gray. And on these, I took a pretty basic approach to building them, but there's always more ways to make these more complex and more interesting. Here are the finished products. I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. They will look good on any game board.